Well, a new wrinkle in the arm wrestling over the looming fiscal cliff. Republicans arguing that the White House is asking lawmakers to give up their role in authorizing the U.S. government to increase the debt limit, calling it a constitutional issue. Senator John Thune, he laid out the Republican argument. Listen.
We do have some leverage with the debt ceiling increase, more than we do right now, because right now he's got the cards. If nothing happens, if Congress doesn't act, taxes go up automatically. The debt ceiling at least requires Congress to take action. Now, what we're told is the president is even thinking about what he might be able to do to raise the debt ceiling without going through Congress, which would be a huge mistake.
He just wants to change the Constitution.
Yeah, exactly. It's a constitutional issue.
So let's bring in our political panel. John Rowley, he's a Democratic campaign consultant and president of Fletcher Rowley, and Deneen Borelli, she's a Fox News contributor, director of outreach for Freedom Works, and author of Backlash. Thank you both for joining us.
Hi.
So I want to begin with this, the debt ceiling. And for that, I have my mini constitution, which I love pulling out. Article 1, Section 8, and I'll summarize this. The Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, etc., to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States, and to borrow money on the credit of the United States. So, John, why should the president be allowed to overstep the Constitution?
Heather, I don't know that that's what he's going to do. From a political messaging standpoint, when you start arguing process like the constitutionality of something, you're usually dying. So I think the Republicans have kind of painted themselves in the corner. The president has painted them in the corner on this. And unfortunately, they keep looking for a win for them and a loss for the president, and it doesn't really exist. And so my advice to them would be take the win-win. You know, give the president the win, they take the win, and move on to the next political battle.
You know what, Heather? I don't know what's more outrageous. The fact that Obama has already spent over $5 trillion under his watch, the fact that he wants unlimited authority with the debt ceiling, or the fact that we're already over $16 trillion in debt. None of that is good for the country. Why in the world will we give Obama an open checkbook to run up our debt even more? We need to cut spending and keep that cap in place.
You know, right now, as it stands, the president's plan, it calls for $1.6 trillion in tax increases. That is roughly double what was previously suggested, and $200 billion in new stimulus spending. So, John, what guaranteed cuts is the president offering? Guaranteed cuts.
Well, he's already agreed to $1 trillion before, and he's talked about more now. And I think we all know, economists, business people, the president's been talking to, we're not going to cut our way out of this problem. So an approach that's a balance of cuts to entitlements and tax increases is the only way forward. And I mean, when you think about entitlements, almost every penny of that money goes into the economy pretty quickly. So if you're talking about just cutting entitlements as the solution to the problem, that's going to have a devastating impact on the economy.
Deneen, let me clarify here, because now I wasn't just talking about cuts. What I asked was whether there were any guaranteed cuts that he's offering, because yes, across the board, everyone agrees we need, tax, changes in our taxes, and also entitlement cuts. So I just want to know what guaranteed cuts the president is offering. Deneen?
I'm not even aware of what cuts he has put on the table, but let's just look at the consequences as well if the debt ceiling is raised. What if our interest rates were to go up on $16 trillion of debt? Think about the implosion of our economy. Think about the number of job losses. What we can't do is give Obama an open checkbook to raise the debt ceiling. Congress has authority over that area. It's not the president's role, and thank goodness it's in the Constitution so that it's not in this president's role or any other president's role to do so. That's absolutely outrageous.
All right, so the president Go ahead, John.
He's moved to the middle on entitlement cuts, and just today in his address, he said he was willing to move even further. The thing that's amazing is that the Republicans, you don't really hear them talking about protecting the middle class, and his plan doesn't raise taxes a bit on 98% of Americans, 97% of small businesses. And it's amazing that the Republicans, after the election we went through with the nominee they had, who is so clearly not on the side of the middle class, that they aren't really talking about and focused on the middle class.
Well, John, let's talk about what he does want to raise. The president wants to raise revenue by taxing those making about $250,000 or more a year. That would generate about $85 billion a year. And according to the Treasury Department, the federal government spends that amount every 8.5 days. So is this purely political for the president, since that's what he campaigned on?
Well, the president's, the first $250,000 of their income, they will get a tax cut, though. So I haven't seen much of the Republicans moving to the middle. I mean, they continue to attack. The president has had some movement. Hopefully, there may be more from both sides
Heather,
to
this
get
is
this
just a
deal done.
continuation of class warfare. Taxes shouldn't go up on anyone. I don't care how much money you make. We should not be raising taxes in this economy. We should not be in this situation. This is like part 2 of what happened last year with the same situation, raising the debt ceiling. We can't raise the debt ceiling. We shouldn't raise taxes, not in this economy. And again, think about the consequences in doing so.
I just don't understand this. I mean, so senior citizens on Medicare and Social Security sacrifice, but the top 1% and 2% don't.
No,
I don't understand
I don't
that
have the
rationale.
war
That's not
on
part of
senior
moving to the
citizens
middle.
or anyone else. You have Obama, who wants us to go over this cliff, to raise taxes against everyone, and then that way he'll be able to blame the Republicans because that happened. I think that's what the game plan is, and I think it's outrageous that he's doing this.
All right, thank you both for joining us. We appreciate it.
No,
Thank
you're
you.
inaccurate. Thank you, Heather.
Deneen, you have to wrap it up. Thank you. Appreciate it.